Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a video that I've been wanting to make since I kind of picked up the FX37 on whether you should buy an FX50 or you should buy FX37. So the FX50 comes with a 5.0 liter V8 engine, as where the FX37 comes with the 3.7 liter. Now it is kind of confusing on which model comes with the V8 and which one comes with the 3.7 liter, because after technically 2013, all of the FX37s were renamed to QX70. Now the FX37 technically stopped at 2013, and they stopped making the FX50 I believe at 2013. So after 2013 and 2014, they only made 3.7 liter QX70s. So everything that you find after 2013, 2014 and above to 2017, because at 2017 they stopped making the QX70, comes with 3.7 liter. Now the biggest way you can tell if the badge says FX50, or you actually go under the hood, and under the hood you see the two intakes that go to the side, and it says 5.0 on the actual cover that it has. If it doesn't have the cover, the intakes look a whole lot different. The 3.7 is kind of like flat. V8 has like little bumps going up and down. So that's kind of the biggest difference on how you can tell if it's a V8 or not. Now, let's go ahead and go into the first reason why I decided to go with the 3.7 liter versus the 5.0. The biggest reason is aftermarket support. That's the main reason I went with the 3.7 versus the 5.0. As you guys may know, the 3.7 is available on multiple platforms. You have the Q50 up until I believe 2015, because at 2016 they started making the 3.0 T, that's now in the new Z, and anything before that had the 3.7 liter. And don't get confused, the Q50 also has a 2.0 liter, which is a 2.0 turbo engine. Now the Q50 has 3.7, G37 has the 3.7, 370Z. We also have the, I think at one point it was EX37, now it's QX50. So as you can see, this engine is available in multiple years of the Infiniti Nissan platform. So why would I not get a 3.7 liter that is available in so many platforms, that has interchangeable parts in case something happens to this motor? So realistically, I'm thinking longevity, replacement, and how long I can pretty much go with this car and replace parts and install aftermarket supporting mods to it. As you guys know, 3.7 has so much aftermarket support. You got superchargers from Z1, from Stillen, turbo kits from Soho, a whole bunch of aftermarket support. It's even custom that's already made that you can buy off the shelf for this 3.7 liter. The FX50, not so much. You're not gonna find a lot of aftermarket support for this car. I think the most I've honestly seen for the FX50 was headers, I think they make for that car, intakes, and I think that's it. I don't think that there's much for the FX50. I may be wrong, but if you guys know if there's aftermarket supports for the FX50, leave it down below. But there's also like exhaust, stuff like that, it's interchangeable, suspension components. But other than that, you don't really have much for that car. Now don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have a V8 SUV. Imagine a V8 SUV, that sounds nice, just putting an exhaust on it, don't have to do much to it. Of course, it's a beautiful platform. I would have loved to have it. And I'm not even gonna lie and say that, oh, it's because of the MPGs why I got a 3.7. That's not true at all. The FX37 only gets like 3 MPG better than the FX50, so that's not even an excuse to say why I didn't get that V8. It's honestly all about aftermarket support. So much aftermarket support. It was just, to me, a no-brainer to get it. And of course, I'm not bashing the V8. I would have loved to have a V8. I had my M45 and I love that car. The only thing that sucked about it was I could not find any parts at all. So that's kind of why I made my decision as well. After having the M45, I would run into the same issue with the FX50, was finding aftermarket support and parts just for that car. There was power steering components that I needed that I could not find. There was other parts that I needed as well that were just not interchangeable within other platforms. There's a few things that I found out, you know, after a while that were interchangeable, but for the most part, you don't have much. Now, thinking longevity wise, the motor for the FX50 is easily 3K and over. You're gonna spend $3,000 above to get a new motor for that car. Now, the 3.7 liter, believe it or not, you can find an engine for $500 used, and or up to like 2K in like amazing brand new condition. And I think that's the most, because I checked online and I saw some low mileage engines from Japan averaging about 1,500 to 2,000, somewhere around that range. So longevity wise, if I was to keep this car forever, or I were to have an issue with the engine, I could easily swap out the motor without a problem. So that is another reason why I actually decided to go with this car, was because of replacement parts. Easily replaceable. I can buy an engine from, you know, a G37, Q50, whatever I find that's like low miles, throw that in the car and I'm good to go. Everything's interchangeable. Same transmission, same engine. And I have the rear wheel drive, so even more interchangeable, because G37s, most of them came, you know, rear wheel drive, and you have a few all wheel drive. 370Zs all rear wheel drive. Now, if I'm being honest, I was searching for both of these platforms. I was searching for QX70, FX37, or FX50. Now, FX50s, damn, you guys saw that? Sheesh. This is why you gotta be careful when you're driving in Arizona, dog. I swear, these people suck at driving. I've avoided like over 5 accidents from people just not paying attention, just switching lanes without even looking, just jumping into the other lane. As I was saying, I was looking for an FX50 as well. Now, every FX50 that I found had so many miles. They were over 150K, which, you know, that motor may last a few more, you know, 1,000 miles, how well it was taken care of, and it's more expensive as well. Of course, the higher mileage ones were on the cheaper side. I think they were like less than 15 or somewhere around that range. And, you know, they weren't in perfect condition. I think there was like one FX50 that was 20K and it had low miles. Now, that would have been a car to purchase for sure, but I wasn't looking to spend, you know, 20K on a car that I'm going to put a lot of miles on. That was just unreasonable for me and just didn't make sense. So I wanted to get something that was on the cheaper side, which this car was a good ass deal for what I got it for, under 13K for a car with 110K miles. And these cars are easily going for about 15K plus. And some people are looking to get at least 15K for even more miles than that. And there were so many cars I looked at. You guys really got to be careful when you're looking at cars, because I looked at a few cars out there, and damn, man, these people were really trying to sell some messed up stuff. There was a FX37 that had a front end collision that was dented in, and the frame was pushed in as well. Core support was completely broken. Everything was just pushed in. They had repaired it, fixed it, and they wanted like 8K, and they were firm on it. I was trying to get them down, but I was like, nah, that's just too much. Like, it's a salvage title, and you still want like 8K for a car that has like 120K miles. To me, that was just too much for me to be able to spend that much on a car that's salvage title. And luckily for me, I was able to get this one for pretty much close to the same price range with the clean title. Clean, gorgeous, beautiful car with the clean title. So I really thought hard and long about which car I really wanted. If I really wanted the 3.7 or the 5.0. And honestly, it all came down to getting the 3.7 liter. If you're interested in picking up one of these cars and you just want something that you don't want to modify, you just want to leave it alone, and you don't want to really fix anything or change anything on it, I would say the FX50 is the better option, because it's already got a little bit more power. It has the V8 in it. Just do like a little bit of an exhaust work, it'll sound great. Or if you just plan on leaving the stock is perfectly fine as well. So that's my personal opinion on which car you should get. But because I love working on cars, and, you know, I can change engines out, and I can go ahead and, you know, install a bunch of things on the car, to me, it was just a no-brainer to get the 3.7 liter. But yeah guys, that is my little rant on why I decided to go with the 3.7 liter versus the V8. You know, quite a few reasons, but in all honesty, going down to like the bare bones on whether you should get one or not, beautiful cars. I love it. There's not a day that I regret getting the 3.7 liter. And to kind of add a little bit more on, you know, whether you should get a 3.7 or a FX50, if you plan on leaving the car completely stock, I would say go with the V8. Nothing wrong with that car. Beautiful car, it's sick. A few things that you gotta fix on it. Like I believe the cats go out on that car as well. I think it also has the same issue with the rear bleeder coolant port going out, cracking over time. But if you plan on modifying it and it's what you really want to do to the car, and you work on them, replace stuff, and I want to spend less money, for sure get the 3.7 liter. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any comments, make sure to leave them down below. I will be posting a lot more videos on the FX37. Got a few things already that I plan on installing. So there's a lot of things that are happening to this channel with this car. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.